If you're over 70, there is one mistake that quietly steals independence from thousands of older adults every year. What's surprising is that it isn't smoking, it isn't unhealthy food, and it isn't even a lack of exercise. In fact, many people make this mistake almost every day without realizing the damage it's causing. Today, I'm going to share 3 things that many adults over 70 should think carefully about. One type of place, one type of person, and one dangerous belief. And I can tell you, from more than 2 decades of working with older adults, that the last one may be the most powerful factor of all. Stay with me until the end, because the final lesson changed the way I think about aging, and it may change the way you think about your future as well. Hello, I'm Dr. Daniel Hayes. For more than 20 years, I've worked with adults in their 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond. I've seen people lose confidence far too early, but I've also seen people in their 80s regain strength, purpose, and independence they thought were gone forever. The difference is often much smaller than most people imagine. Before we begin, tell me in the comments, how old are you today, and what has surprised you most about getting older? I read your comments, and your experiences help shape this community. Now let's begin our countdown. Number 3. The place you should think twice about visiting alone. Most people expect me to say dangerous neighborhoods or icy sidewalks. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about crowded, stressful environments that overwhelm your body and mind. Places filled with noise, confusion, rushing people, and sensory overload. Large shopping centers, busy stores during peak hours, packed waiting rooms, chaotic public spaces where everything feels rushed. At first glance, these places seem harmless. But here's where things become really interesting. As we age, our brains process information differently. Research suggests that reaction times become slower, and the brain must work harder to filter distractions. Imagine trying to hold a conversation while 10 televisions are playing at the same time. That's similar to what many older adults experience in overwhelming environments. Your body responds by releasing stress hormones. Your heart rate rises. Your muscles tighten. Your attention becomes divided. And that creates a perfect storm for mistakes, fatigue, and falls. Many older adults assume they should simply push through it. They ignore the exhaustion they feel afterward. They come home drained and wonder why. But that fatigue isn't weakness. It's information. Your body is telling you it had to work much harder than it used to. A patient I'll call Eleanor was 79 years old and lived in Ohio. Every Saturday she visited a large shopping center because it had become part of her routine. After each trip, she felt exhausted. Her blood pressure was consistently elevated later in the day. She struggled to sleep on Saturday nights. At first, she blamed aging. But we decided to experiment. Instead of visiting during busy afternoon hours, she began shopping early in the morning with a close friend. Within weeks, she noticed a remarkable difference. She felt calmer, less fatigued, more confident. Nothing dramatic had changed. The environment had changed. And sometimes that small difference changes everything. Choose quieter times whenever possible. Take breaks. Wear supportive shoes. Carry a charged phone. And whenever practical, bring a companion. Growing older doesn't mean avoiding life. It means approaching it more strategically. But that's only part of the story, because the next item may be affecting your health even when you're sitting comfortably at home. Number 2. The people who drain your energy. This topic makes many people uncomfortable, yet very few people realize how powerful it can be. We all know someone who leaves us feeling lighter after a conversation. And we all know someone who leaves us feeling exhausted. That feeling isn't imaginary. Research suggests that emotions spread through social groups more than most people realize. Your brain is constantly reading facial expressions, tone of voice, and emotional signals. Think of your nervous system like a tuning fork. When you're around calm, optimistic people, your body often settles into a calmer state. When you're around constant negativity, criticism, fear, or drama, your body can react as though it is under stress. Over time, that matters, especially after 70. As we age, recovery becomes more important. Imagine two people carrying identical backpacks. One person is 25, the other is 75. The weight affects them differently. The same principle applies to emotional stress. What feels like a minor irritation can place a larger burden on an aging body. Many people believe loyalty means unlimited access. They continue spending hours with individuals who consistently leave them anxious, frustrated, or discouraged. This does not mean abandoning people who are struggling. Everyone faces difficult seasons. What I'm referring to are individuals whose entire identity revolves around negativity. People who complain endlessly. People who criticize constantly. People who make every interaction emotionally exhausting. Robert, age 74, came to see me because he felt tired all the time. His medical tests looked surprisingly good, yet he felt miserable. During our conversations, one pattern emerged. Every evening, he spent several hours talking with a friend whose conversations centered entirely on fear, anger, and worst-case scenarios. Politics, disasters, complaints, arguments, night after night. Robert thought he was simply being supportive. Eventually, he decided to create healthier boundaries. He shortened those conversations and joined a local walking group instead. 3 months later, he reported better sleep, improved mood, and more energy. The difference was so significant that even he was surprised. Ask yourself a simple question. How do I feel after spending time with this person? More hopeful or more drained? You don't need to eliminate everyone who challenges you, but you should protect your emotional reserves. Your energy is valuable. Your peace is valuable. And every family should know this. Positive relationships become even more powerful when combined with meaningful activity. A walking partner, a gardening group, a volunteer organization, a church community. Connection and purpose strengthen each other. Now we're ready for the most important lesson. And this next one surprised even me when I first began studying the research, because the most dangerous thing on today's list isn't a place, and it isn't another person. It's something happening inside your own mind. Before we continue, if this information is helping you, please subscribe. Someone in their 70s or 80s may need to hear what we're about to discuss. Your support helps these videos reach people who need them most. Now let's talk about the factor that may influence every other aspect of healthy aging. Number 1. The words you keep saying to yourself. It breaks my heart when I hear an older adult say, "I'm too old for that. There's no point now. That's just aging. I guess my best years are behind me." Most people never hear about this. Yet these simple phrases can quietly shape behavior, health decisions, and quality of life. Your brain listens to the stories you repeat. Think of the mind as a navigation system. If you continually tell it the journey is over, it stops looking for new roads. Research suggests that beliefs about aging influence how people exercise, socialize, learn new skills, and recover from setbacks. People who expect decline often reduce activity. They challenge themselves less. They become more cautious, less engaged, less curious. Over time, that creates a cycle. The belief leads to behavior, and the behavior reinforces the belief. Many older adults mistake common experiences for unavoidable destiny. Yes, some changes happen with age, but common does not always mean inevitable. Losing strength is common, yet strength can often improve. Feeling lonely is common, yet connection can be rebuilt. Feeling less confident is common, yet confidence can return. That's an important distinction. Dorothy was 82 years old. After a minor health setback, she became convinced her active life was over. Whenever someone suggested a new goal, she responded with the same phrase, "I'm too old." At first, it sounded harmless, but those 3 words influenced every decision she made. She stopped walking as much, stopped attending community events, stopped challenging herself. Then, something changed. Her granddaughter encouraged her to join a beginner watercolor class. Dorothy resisted. Eventually, she agreed. A few weeks later, she was attending twice a week. A few months later, she had new friends, more confidence, more energy, and a renewed sense of purpose. The remarkable part wasn't the painting. It was the story she stopped telling herself. Studies indicate that maintaining a sense of purpose is associated with better physical and mental well-being in later life. Purpose encourages movement. Movement supports strength. Strength supports independence. And independence supports quality of life. Everything is connected. For 1 week, pay attention to your self-talk. Whenever you hear yourself saying, "I'm too old," ask yourself, is that completely true, or does it simply require a different approach? Replace limiting statements with accurate ones. Instead of, "I'm too old to learn," try, "I may learn differently than I used to." Instead of, "My body is falling apart," try, "My body needs more care and attention than it once did." Those small shifts may seem insignificant, but your body is still listening. Synergy tip. Positive self-talk becomes far more powerful when combined with positive people and healthy environments. Remember the 3 points of today's triangle: the places you choose, the people you spend time with, the words you tell yourself. Together, they shape the direction of your later years. Final message. Let me leave you with this thought. Aging isn't something we defeat. It's something we learn to navigate with wisdom. I've seen people in their 70s discover new passions. I've seen people in their 80s rebuild strength. I've seen people regain confidence they thought was gone forever. It's never too late to start making small changes. Small daily habits create powerful changes. One better decision, one healthier relationship, one more encouraging thought. Those choices add up. And while none of us can stop time, we can influence how we experience it. Your future is not determined solely by your age. It is shaped by what you do with the years you still have. And that is incredibly hopeful. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which of these surprised you most? The place, the people, or the power of your own words? And what is one change you're going to make this week? Tell me in the comments below because I genuinely read them. Don't forget to subscribe for more healthy aging videos every week. Take care of yourself. And remember, growing older doesn't mean giving up on life. It means learning how to live it even better.